Okay, welcome back to Wires and Wonders, as I've been working a lot on things since I last made my episode. Now, things have been going very spotty. Okay, you guys are loud. Okay, for this, I'm gonna turn off mob sounds altogether, just so I can physically speak without them hurrying in my ears constantly. Man, you guys are loud. Okay, so I've been working a lot on things in Wires and Wonders since the last one been on. Now, first off, there's not much I've really done down here. I started trying to experiment a little bit when it comes down to a lower floor. And I started using these places to free build a little bit, trying to get certain shapes in mind and trying to actually figure out certain ideas of things I could do. Now this has worked out very well for several things, such as been experimenting a little bit with things here, and I might actually do some with villages here. I'm not sure. Mind you, this does break into my other mining chambers, as you can see over here. To go over here real quick, I have a bunch of chests here from where I've been doing a bunch of random mining and collecting of random resources. This has only been really helpful because of the fact that what project's going to be next. The project next I've been really working on has really been leading me away from this place. I have built inside of this small little village here that I've built for myself for a while. Well, as you can see, I'm collecting a lot of these resources. But inevitably, as it stands, I've been slowly but surely dealing with several different problems with my building ideas. When I first started this world for Wires and Wonders, I have a list of things, which by the way, this here is a mud maker of sorts. I put mud here, it connects and spits out bottles, it does a lot of things. But inevitably what I need a lot of these resources for, such as the mud, which I'm going to be using more slabs for, because this is going to be insane how much I need. A lot of smooth granite as well, which is over here. As you can tell by my level, I'm level 90. When I first started working on Wires and Wonders, trying to figure out how to be able to build this in an actual a world I can build and grow in. Some minor aspects of things I was actually going for is I wanted to be able to have a world where I can actually explore more of a creative side of building that I've never really built before. Now, the entire fantasy theme thing, I've tried doing a little bit more of an actual static, more modern like building, mostly my own pastime that's never worked out. Mind you, one thing I've actually always been fascinated by is the entire idea of the entire steampunk aspect. Now, I started doing this a little bit in places such as here and over there, but inevitably I've always run into the same issue that my building capabilities have been very limited now. Inside of this series, I've quickly started gathering more abilities when it comes down to this, and in doing so I've actually fallen in love with certain building types. This one in particular I tried to do a bit more simplistically, and this one I tried to actually heavily work on terrain if I actually fly up. This is also the first time I've ever really went into building my terrain outwards myself. Now, all this is fine for terraforming, but I've ran into one issue. First off, yes, storage is an issue. This place here is not big enough for everything I need, but inevitably, when I first thought of a steampunk-like build, or buildings in particular, I thought of one general idea. A central city, and that's something that's not going to be able to be done just in one episode, I'm afraid. But I know what it is. When I think steampunk, I for some reason think of mid to late 1800s London in the late Victorian era. For some reason, I have no idea why. Now, anybody who's actually seen any of those black and white photos will quickly be able to know that this is not an easy task. To start off with, when trying to replicate such building styles, there are so many different intricate aspects of shapes when it comes down to building palettes and ideas that have to be unified generally, and this is amplified even more so. If I was just building off of a specific era specifically, it would be much easier. But in this instance, I'm actually building off of an era and throwing an entire aspect of building style to it. With this is going to be a very long process from henceforth, and I will not be doing this every episode. I already know I'm going to drive myself insane. But ignoring all aspects of what I just said, there's a lot of preparation that needs to be done. All the way over here, I have a village, which I've been really needing to tear most of it down for. At the moment, what I've estimated is we need to take it down almost 18 levels, 18 blocks, and that is a huge task for what I'm going to be doing. Certain terrain such as this still needs to be terraformed. I know I got a lot of work there, but I want to have interconnecting paths. I want to have train railways. I want trains to be a heavy thing. I want to have several different buildings of different types, and one of the things I want to build is a warehouse. A proper warehouse to be able to store all of my junk. I gotta call it junk because of what I'm doing. So, all this is fine, it's been fun, but over here specifically is a huge savanna that I really should not be building in. But over here, the savanna is laid out pretty simply. It's where I got my villagers from. If I keep going that way, I believe it was the jungle where I started off this journey. But things have progressed and they have quickly evolved. I've gotten better at terraforming, and I really want to terraform this area because this area is butt ugly. Mind you, the entire area thus far, I've gotten some estimations on certain building sizes that I've written down in my book for notes. Now, anybody who's actually done a lot of Minecraft typically has a lot of notes on areas and types of sizes of things that quickly pop up here. This is the entire savanna. The savanna here is a very hilled area, and the problem with it is this is not that bad overall. This is a nightmare. Now having to take it down 18 levels, which means eventually I'm going to have to start taking down this 18 levels and then beyond because this is taller. I want to smooth out the terrain a lot because a lot of this is not exactly very smooth. I want to start using this for a massive city. I say massive, and I mean massive. Alone, if I quickly pop up my book here, which I've gotten all my notes for, you're talking about an average small building. Where are you? Let's see, a basic small building. I'm talking about being a 9 wide by 13 long, not counting height. And for a large one, I'm talking about being 13 wide by 17 long. Now this being more of a rectangular style because the entire stacked building type. When it comes down to having, like, say, multiple floors, we're talking about multiple different roofing types, going to change a lot of this. And on top of this, we're talking about the roads being mostly made out of mud. I really like the idea of mud and mud brick. I love that idea. It's a very easy resource to get, and it's a lot of things I haven't used a lot of building. So, inevitably, here has been a big issue I've been struggling with trying to think. I've got so much I need to do, and so much I could do. Time lapses can be done to be able to wipe everything out here, and that's fine, but inevitably it's going to take so much time to get done. I'm not going to show all of the breaking down and whatnot. The roads themselves, I'm estimating between 15 to 23-ish, 24-ish blocks, and that's because the fact is I am moving over to the era of heavy machinery within an industrial revolution, and everything's kind of set up there to actually be quite grown. Now, I still got some villagers over here, which I'll be having to store away. Hello, Mr. Villagers. But inevitably, that means I need to tear all this down and start going down 18 levels. So I'll get started with that, and then you will see the end product. Okay, so sometimes you hate life choices, and this is one of them. As you can see, all of this. Now, I do have a good bit left to try to tear down. This section here, I finally got enough that I can actually work with. Now, why is this enough for me to be able to work with is the question. Going over from that place all the way over here, there'll be a winding road, possibly. Winding, I can't think exactly how it's going to be, but I need to still level out certain terrain here to be able to get a little bit smoother transition. But this here is primarily where we're going to be having the giant city. I've reached this topic beforehand, and this is nowhere near even close to being done. This needs to be taken down a good bit. I got a lava pool I need to remove, which, to be honest, the lava will be appreciated for later projects. But for now, I just kind of gave up on trying to save every bit of stone. To be completely honest, I started using moss, I started using a bunch of different methods to be able to get rid of it. I've got like a lot of dirt, and not even all these chests are filled up. I added too many chests in this instance. I've been having to take our lovely horse here over to be able to even get remotely here faster. The biggest issue was trying to get this flat. Now, when it comes down to building any kingdom of any sort, it's not exactly uncommon for a lot of places to be flatter. Now, more modern culture, it's a big common thing to have an area flattened out a little bit. Now, this is a little bit extreme for that instance, but this is kind of where we're at. I can actually see a bunch of copper walls being built all around here for us to be able to actually have it segmented places, and the entrance actually being blocked off. Now, this doesn't mean I got a lot of ore. I was talking about the moss. I got a lot of ore. Oh my god, they're kind of cool. Coal levels are insane here. So, this is all that we have. Now, I want to be able to get the base road laid in. For that, I gotta actually go grab my stuff. So, we'll pop into a creative world and see how things go. Okay, so now here we are in a test world that I have. I've been working slowly but surely on trying to figure out a wall, and this is the best thing I've gotten thus far. Now, it's not going to exactly be filled with nothing but tuff. At the moment, this here being a primary placeholder for a block in particular that I could use, or I could just use it for the entire tuff here anyway, so it does look really good like this. The only issue I've had trying to figure this out is I've looked online and seen a couple of unique things similar to this, and I decided, you know what, this looks good. So I kind of built this and built it a bit higher. It is 9 blocks tall. This looks great. How do I turn it? I've been slowly but surely kind of trying to figure that out. How do I turn this? I've tried doing a segmented version here. I might not have had it long enough to actually have these columns here. I'm trying to work it out. I just don't got any idea how I'm going to be doing this. Problems we do introduce ourselves to. So I've gotten a brief idea of road. Now I mentioned before I wanted to actually use stone brick. Not stone brick, mud brick. So we're doing this here very easily enough, and I wanted to use mostly that polished granite. Gotten some basic mock buildings, not exactly complete, but I want to get a base size for road. So at this moment we have this being roughly, let me see, was 11, right? See, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, yep. And doing so, since the most point is 5 in. Roughly about here, right? Yep. So, as it is, we have the sidewalks being about 55. I estimated this being pretty much perfect for the road, as this, for the sidewalk could be like this, but duplicated on the exact opposite side. That is fine. I'm not exactly going for a award-winning design here. I'm going practicality, I'm going functionality, and it's going to be very big. I've been going over a bunch of different ideas and a bunch of different people's builds, and one thing I've actually noticed for fairly large builds you need to keep in mind is focus on 3 base colors. Now you can do texturing, you can do detailing later, but in this case we need 3 base colors. Now we do have our brown, we have our red, and then we have our gray. Those are our 3 base colors for the actual road. Everything else building wise is going to be something different. I left it being brick because it's kind of unique here. And tell where a building is going to be. Not exactly the best idea to leave it like this, mind you, but this is a test world. Yes, this is where I've been doing some of my testing, though I had to create a new one because I kind of crashed the other one. I've even done a little bit of texturing here for sidewalk, and it's fine, it's doing well. Been messing with certain project ideas, trying to get certain builds done, but mostly just the wall and the actual road and sidewalk has been my biggest problem. The diagonal bits, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that well. Maybe I need to do more of a curve, maybe I need to start doing gears and stuff here, because I do like the entire industrial feel here. This is really good. I like this idea a lot. And even then, you can see I have my iron farm here, which I tested out following somebody's tutorial on it, and it worked pretty well. I did have to alter it a lot, because this is a little nightmare trying to keep it alive. So, with that, all I have to do is have all the resources, because we're talking about 11 across per lot of mud brick. So, I'll see once I have everything pulled over. So I just reloaded the game after making a quick backup, because what I have planned is insanely problematic for my system. I don't know how much my system will lag and break down. This is fine. This is fine. This is not. I know how much copper I'm going to need, so I'm actively wanting to break it down instead of having to smelt. There's probably not going to be enough storage for it. But in the meantime, I wanted to see exactly how problematic it would be, so I made a backup just in case, and I can remove this easily enough. Like, that is a problem, trying to break that. I mean, that's fine, I can do it. It's lags, as you just see. But man, the XP. Repair this real quick. Now, I wonder how far this will take me level-wise. Now, the entire point of this, while it's smelting, I'll be actively working here trying to get things kind of set and done. Another reason for this is because as soon as this is actually smelted enough, I can actually tools, primarily pickaxes. Get these last bits. And time to put in some coal over here. You see we need, this can be 3, this will be good enough here. We can always break more. This is not all my copper anymore, by the way. This is most of my copper. Now I have some more hoppers here if I need to actually more chests. If I can there. But for now, let's quickly break this and see if my game crashes. If it crashes, you know what happened. I'll have to load it back up and get this reduced, but let's see. It actually handled it. Wow. Okay, it handled it. I am impressed. I am happy it handled it, but I'm impressed. Okay, I did not expect that. So now I have the painful task of making sure I get it all collected before something bad happens. Basically, it despawning. That is a lot of copper to waste. So, current plans here is I want to actually get the road laid in, and then I want to get the sidewalk laid in a bit. So I can actually try to mark out when we'll be having certain buildings. One of the first buildings I probably will make is a storage unit of some sort. I don't really know how I'm going to be going about it, but I have some base ideas. The entire point is currently the amount of resources I have does not meet the amount of storage I have. Currently here I have chests over here, I got chests over there, I got chests all the way back there at home. Base, and gee boy, it's a lot of storage. Currently, I really just need to figure this out, lay it out, and get it all set. The copper will smelt while I'm doing this. Interestingly enough, I've seen some mods online that let you be able to smelt full stacks of compacted ore. So you get to do with copper here. I've found that interesting enough, but I don't want to implement that because the fact this is supposed to be mostly vanilla. I've got enough additions anyways. But I figure this would be plenty of stuff as it is. So, I'm just rambling, trying to collect all the resources. Let's see. Okay. So, I haven't really done a time lapse this episode either. Thinking about it, I haven't done the time lapse in a little bit. Like this. Since it's been almost a month, okay? It's been almost a month. And I think I have a reason to have problems. I've done a lot of mining. Thought about anything like this. Get this smelted, and we'll cut to a time lapse. Okay, so everything has been done thus far. I still need to do a lot of work with the outside here. I'm actually loving, truthfully. If I pop over here, we have all of our walls fully set in for the front, and if we go around and back, our walls are completely set in here as well. Now, the scenery around here will definitely change, and I love the entire aspect of the open area here. As you can see, I still have some grass I need to replace for some stone. I thought I had enough room, and I didn't have enough room. I hate the fact that I'm still causing myself problems here, but the fact that it's all gonna happen and gonna be going down anyways. I knew I was gonna have to take out a lot of this hillside anyways and get it more leveled out, make custom terrain, which I am happily willing to do, but I'm nowhere near at that point yet because the fact is I've been taking down this mountain too long, and so I still have this place to level out as well, and there's just enough room, and I need to take out this area. It's all one big nightmare. So, what do I plan on doing from this point forward? So, inside of here I need to actually fully prepare and set up a full-on working storage system. And I have one too many trapdoors here. My mistake. So, with this actually being a thing here I need to do, I do understand that there's so much that I haven't done yet here. I have a storage system here. For the sides here, I've got some more cosmetic bits I need to do. Such as I have some fluid tanks I want to put in over here, though that may change still. Over here though, I do want the first of many actual machinery that is being worked on, along with over here and the side over here being used for a bunch of shipping crates. Now, the shipping crates in question are like the big metal tankers you get to see on ships and whatnot. In the case here, I have the idea behind trying to see if I can build functioning, well, looking to be functioning, almost steampunk-ish machinery that look a lot like insects. For some reason, I decided insects was my entire inspiration here. I don't understand why. I'm just making myself go through a lot of pain, but that's what I'm at. If it'll ever let me sleep, I can continue with this. So I do need a lot of things oxidized. I figured this here would be phenomenal for this, and it worked out very well. I was doing testing. If I would have known, now I know I'm probably a little bit late to this, but if I would have known about Axiom to begin with, I would have been able to test it out this more, how much room I needed. Now I got most of this pre-built inside of a test world for this. I got my base shape, and I kind of started editing and whatnot here. And I got my totals a bit better here, and I got more blocks I wanted to use because of creative mode. But overall, it worked out fairly well in the end. Like over here, I have some things I've built a mock-up based off some things I've seen online and whatnot, and it's kind of inspired a little bit. But overall, thank you for watching this episode. I've done too much of this to begin with. I've been working on this for over a month, to the point I've gotten sick and had to recover before continuing. So, yeah, I've got a lot more I'm going to be building in the future. By the amount of emeralds I have, which you can tell my level being 100, I've been doing a lot of trading in this case. And it's mostly been for emeralds because I want to be able to have a bunch of access in case I need to buy anything, such as enchantment, blocks, so on and so forth. Hopefully in the future we'll be able to get a way to be able to get sand easier without it being some form of bug duping, or having to just demolish an entire desert to be able to do so, because it's kind of problematic in my opinion. We don't have a renewable way, because we have a renewable way for clay now, and we have a new way for gravel, which we have dirt, even terracotta, which we do not have the easiest way to be able to get regular terracotta for us. We got to get an entire farm, bunch of farms set up to be able to get infinite gravel, to get infinite dirt, to get clay. We can do so. It's a feasible thing, though. It is a lot of work, and even in the other terracotta types and glazed terracotta varieties, we can actually get to villagers. So hopefully we can do that in the future. Really nice to be able to. But for now, thank you for watching this episode of Wires and Wonders. It's been very fun trying to get this built in what I've been working off in my head, and with the entire trapdoors as well. I really love the way this works. As you can see, like this one here is the actual texture I want for it in back, so it gives that almost darker feel. It's not exactly reddish, more of an orange, gray, green mix here. From afar, it looks almost like a greenish brown, and then it kind of blends in and works out well. But that's for another day and for another thing to work on. So thank you for watching this episode of Wires and Wonders. Like, comment, subscribe if you wish to. Let me know of any build you'd like to see me build. And I hope to see you in another video. So, goodbye.